think it's now time. I'm going to attempt to do this because, yeah. I'm doing a OC tier list. I've never done this before. And I'm going to probably just I watched some videos and on what like how to do a proper tier list because I have watched them. I watched a Tamers one on like which character is like the like toughest, strongest, and all that. And I'll probably do something similar, but I'm most likely going to be making it up as I go along because I have no clue. But yeah, I am doing a tier list of my 35 35 characters that I have made over the span of my entire life. Some of these are like less than 5 years old. Like, yeah. But yeah, I am going to be just doing a tier list of, I guess, maybe I don't know, the character with the most, I don't know, character and the most interesting. So I'm going to start with the least interesting characters and then move up to the most interesting, I guess, and then just rank them. I don't know. Well, you guys can make fun of me in the comments if you want. So, some of these characters have not had cartoons yet, so that's going to affect them pretty big, pretty greatly, I guess. So, I am going to. Well, okay, I'm wrong a little bit because some of them have like at least made cameos in animations, but yeah. All right, we're going to start with the Morrises first because they haven't really, shown up in anything. Unfortunately, he's gonna be in the D tier. Boris, he doesn't have a whole lot of character that we've seen so far. I can describe the characters, but it's like that it really doesn't help them since they haven't really gotten to shine. Boris takes place in like the 20s. He's like 36 and he's an alcoholic and he's just depressed and yeah. Boris just sucks. He's a miserable little creature and no one likes him except his gay lover, Geisel. But unfortunately, he's also going to have to be there because he also does not have any character whatsoever. And yeah, Geisel, he is basically the only friend to Boris, but I guess he's somewhat more interesting than Boris, I would say, because he can speak different language. I think he can. I think I said in the character notes that he can speak German, French, uh, but also they're on D tier because they're both like European. Like I headcanon Boris as the voice of Ringo Starr, and I headcanon Geisel as the voice of this character called well, he's not a character, it's a real person. Yeah, it's his name is George and he's from like the Hobogeddon series. He played a character called Velociraptor. So, yeah, both kind of British sounding voices. Um I'm going to have to do Mr. Cooper. He did have an animated cartoon, and I love how he only had one, and that was like back in 2017, and it sucked completely. Like, hey, he did launch like the longest cartoon at the time because that was like what 4 minutes long, but basically, Mr. Cooper is just a blank slate. He has no personality whatsoever in the cartoons. Uh, the his main goal in that entire cartoon was to get groceries, and he didn't even succeed in that. Uh, he has a very big upper bite, which, if you've noticed with some of my other characters, I just love upper bites and buck teeth, but yeah, he doesn't have much going for him. I stole the Greg Heffley design with those three hairs sticking out of him, and giant frickin' like eyebrow monobrow thing going on. All right, so we got Emily Carter, the sister of Sandy Carter, and Sandy is married to Max, but who cares? Sandy has not appeared in anything, and she has basically not even been referenced in any of the cartoons, so she gets put there. But basically, Emily is insanely, well, not insane, but she's smitten for Mark, which is Max's brother, and Mark is just not having any of it. And I kind of headcanon there would be like a cool little love triangle with Tim, the youngest brother of the Walters. But yeah, other than the love triangle, she really has no character other than being the sister of Sandy and just basically being like the Amy Rose. Well, what the fandom sees of Amy, but like the Amy Rose of the Silly Willy series. Yeah, I really don't have a character for her, so it's like I'll have to figure it out eventually. All right, I don't want to spoil things because this cartoon isn't out at the time of this recording, but this is Charlie. I would have to say he does have somewhat of a character in the Lexi Conquer series, and yeah, I actually really, I have to admit, Charlie is probably by far one of my favorite characters in the Lexi Conquer series so far. He has a shady past, but I'm like, it's kind of alluded in the cartoon when you see it, because it's like him and Lexi have a conversation. I'm not gonna say anything about that conversation, but it's like he has a shady past. He helps Lexi out. He's actually the main reason Lexi is able to do some of the things she can, and also helped Lexi kind of illegally gain her license as a detective, because Lexi is kind of also kind of a shady person as well, I guess. But yeah, I really like Charlie. He's kind of complex, but I really can't spoil too much because I don't want to spoil the cartoon. But yeah, he's shady. Everyone in that cartoon is shady. Everyone in this entire series of stuff I've made is just super shady in their own sort of way. All right. Now we got Henry. He also has never appeared in any animated cartoons of Silly Willy cartoon shorts. He's an antagonist of Willy and others, and he's just a jerk, and a bigger jerk. I guess for character wise, he's basically the yes man to Butch. He is the main antagonist, because Butch he showed up in the very first episode of the Silly Willy shorts, and yeah, but yeah, Henry just basically is the yes man, and not much else yet until he appears in a cartoon and I can fully flesh him out. Because finally I decided, hey, I'm going to give the characters personality. Because why not? Excuse me. But, yeah, he really doesn't have a character, unfortunately, which is a shame. Because I really like his design. And, yeah, he's just basically a yes man. We got Antics. He has, appeared, but he doesn't talk. He's the silent type. He's just an evil clone of Willy. And I would say he's somewhat unique because he does stuff. He actually does stuff. His whole entire motive is just to cause havoc and just make everyone's life hell. Because that's fun. But, yeah, like, he, like, other than the fact he doesn't talk and that he just, like, yeah, he can, like, control other people. That is a skill he can do. Like, uh, basically, he can, like, possess people and turn them evil if he wants. He's a pretty interesting character. But, yeah, like, he's just the evil clone of Willy, and, he blew up Willy, but he didn't die, because Willy can't die. None of them can die, except Max in World War II, but that episode hasn't happened yet. Alright, so now we're on to Gabe. Gabe is, like, he was or is, I don't know. I have not talked to Gabe in 3 years, but Gabe from the animated series of Zack and Gabe is basically, I can't really say he's the straight man. There is no straight man. There's, like, sexually either. There is no straight man in those cartoons because everything is just heavily suggested to something. But Gabe is basically, I would say, somewhat of a straight man to the duo of Zack and Gabe. He he is cool because he has his hat backwards, and Zack doesn't. He has a hoodie, and that's cool. He's white, I guess, so that makes him acceptable in society. So, yeah, that's gonna be taken out of context. But he got freaked out when Zack admitted to drinking his pee, and reacted the accurate way one does when Zack assaults him. But also, he came to visit Zack and murdered him and then masturbated on Zack's computer. Like, if you haven't watched the cartoons that I'm even referencing, you're not gonna know what I'm talking about. He was killed last by Evil Mudbaby, which is over here. Yeah. Unfortunately, now we're at Zack. I would say he's also up there. Yeah, Zack, which is me, but this is the, like, cartoon Zack, so it doesn't count, I guess. But Zack drinks pee. It is yeah, it is just, like, straight up said. Even though that's stolen by Robert Benfer. I stole the audio from that. I stole a lot of jokes from a lot of things, but yeah, he drank pee, he died from Evil Mudbaby, and wasn't seen since. Oh, and also newsflash for Gabe. He gained eyes and was able to find the truth that most men fear to figure out. So, yeah, Zack, so Zack, they're basically the same type of character. They're both batshit insane, and, yeah, just, monsters. Now we have Naked Man. Naked Man made an appearance in one animated thing, but the thing is, he's appeared in the plush series that I did in a long time ago that most people knew me for before the animations, and Naked Man has way more depth than I would say most of these characters because he has lore. Naked Man, the reason he's called Naked Man is I found I'm not even kidding. I go I live nearby a shady park. A lot of weird things happen at that park. I walked to the park one day and I found a dirty puppet, and it did not have clothes, hence why it's now called Naked Man. I'm surprised I didn't get like a tropical disease just by touching him. But yeah, I found this puppet. I took him home with me. I cleaned him up and I used him in my plush videos. And he is Naked Man. Naked Man is basically the smartest character and also most insane character, well, of that plush series, I guess, of the Super Mario plush series or Zack plush series, whatever. But he made a time machine. He also made a dimension machine thing, whatever. He made that. Like he's like he murdered people and got away with it. He's naked. He's a nudist, so he's just been able to get away with that. Yeah, Naked Man is pretty cool, and he's got a huge schlong. Paul Paul DeCronk. Unfortunately, Paul got the short end of the stick. He was going to be in an animated music video, but I was not able to get permission to use the music because I wanted to do things legally, and I just couldn't even get a hold of the right people. But Paul, he's a musician, and he's I would say narcissist. I don't know how to say that word. He's a or he's just obsessed with himself, and the song that I was going to animate really showed that because it was a parody. It was a Spike Jonze parody of "Close to You" by the Carpenters, and yeah, he just sang about how great he was. But other than that, unfortunately, due to the fact that that project got canceled, uh, yeah, his character really is nothing. All right, we're now at Blitz from the Roly Poly Gang. There's more characters from this, but I decided to just add two because there's already like 35 characters in this, so we're not doing that. So we got Blitz. Unfortunately, he also doesn't have a character, but he does have lore. I made him and Lasorg and almost all of the other characters back in middle school. Um, Blitz is, I guess, the right hand man to Lasorg. He's not the leader, but he might as well be because he has the backwards hat, and that makes you automatically cool. Unlike Zach, because he has the straight hat, like straightforward hat, and so I'm not cool. I've never been cool, and it's very apparent because people that drink pee without consent aren't cool. So yeah, but back to Blitz. Yeah, he doesn't really have a character, unfortunately. I haven't been able to develop a character. Like, I have characters for Boris and Geisel, but it's like they haven't really been in anything. And yeah, it's just I haven't been able to flesh out their characters. So, unfortunately, he's in the D tier. Now we have Lexi. Lexi. She is a menace to society, and it's very apparent if you've watched those two cartoons. Like, yeah, she kind of redeems herself in this one. I'm not going to be honest, like, not by much, but Lexi, she shot a cat, caused mass destruction on a highway, possibly killed several, committed vehicular homicide, uh, being a detective without a proper license, being lesbian, being a woman with pink hair and pronouns. So so Lexi, yeah, she just is a menace, and I don't know how, like, literally, like, in this cartoon that I'm making, like, they bring up the past action she's done, and it's like, I don't know, like, obviously it's like there's no point in going into it of all that, but it's like, I don't know why she's not in jail. I don't know why she isn't in jail, but yeah, Lexi, she's pretty interesting. Uh yeah, I don't really understand how she would really work in real life, but none of this is real. All right, we're on to Boogerman. Unfortunately, he's gonna be in C tier because he only like made one appearance in animation. I had big goals for him, but he I just lost interest for some reason. I don't know why. I lost interest. But Boogerman was supposed to like go duke it out with evil Mud Baby, which would have been awesome. Because if you know anything about evil Mud Baby, you know it's gonna be like intense. But yeah, Boogerman. He made one appearance in a real life video. Like, I blew my nose and he showed up and I screamed. I was gonna have Trevor be in here, but pedophiles just can't be in here. Same with the Klansman and the very offensive depiction of a black guy. Yeah, he can't. Yeah, yeah, that no. But Boogerman was supposed to duke it out with Mud Baby. I didn't know who was gonna win because honestly, even despite his size, Boogerman is pretty tough. Oh God. Okay, we're now on to Rad Rabbit. No one likes Rad Rabbit. He honestly deserves to be lower than D. I bet there's like a lower one, but like God, screw Rad Rabbit. No one likes him. Literally, I've only drawn pictures of him, and they're very forget. He has a very forgettable design. I hate him. I'm not even going to continue talking about him. Now we're on to Glizzy the robot, the trans robot. Yeah, doesn't really have a whole lot of character from the short she was in. Uh, she uh stupid. I want to say a different word, but a stupid squirrel dropped an acorn on Glizzy, and she became evil. I had and yeah, just killed everyone. I had a different uh plan for her because it was going to be like an old scientist made like a robot to have a friend because he's an incel or something, incel loner like me. And yeah, things go awry, and it's gonna basically kind of be the same, but with a different character causing that. But yeah, poor Glizzy doesn't have much of character. But hopefully one day that might change if my arms stop being R word. All right, Dugan Grindolf. He's in the new Lexi thing, so that's why you probably don't know who that is. But he's the ugly bastard from anime that um yeah, molests the innocent person. But yeah, he's just, and he has a buck tooth, which makes him a dweeb, so he's a loser. Um yeah, Dugan, he's gay. And yeah, he's gay, and he's bald and fat and old and cries when being arrested. Yeah. All right. Now we're on to Natalie, probably the second best character in the entire Super Zack World universe. She's a MILF, which makes her automatically great, but not S tier great. Um, she has that Rosalina hairstyle, which just is freaking spectacular. Just, has like a Brooklyn accent. I don't know, Susie, the voice actor for Natalie, gave her somewhat of like a New York, I don't know. I need to listen to the recordings again, but yeah, has like a kick-ass voice, smokes, and is super tall, like 6 foot something. I don't know. She's hot. She's a MILF, and she's just great. She's just great. Check out her OnlyFans. Coming to you whenever I draw that stuff. Alright, we're at Wolf. Wolf is, he's like, I think he's actually older than Lexi by creation-wise. Because it's like, I think, like, he was supposed to be like a door-to-door salesman, and then he became a mob boss. How cool is that? Like, wow. But, yeah, Wolf, he's got a kick-ass voice, too. Like, God. Like, everyone in that cartoon is just really great. I can't wait to release it if my arms stop being stupid. But, yeah, like, Wolf is just so cool. I really like him. He's got a cool design. And, yeah, yellow hat and blue blazer. He doesn't have that much of a character that I can give away other than he's a mob boss. But, yeah. He's pretty cool, I guess. Stacy. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, she doesn't have much of a character in the cartoon that I am doing, because it's more so to just set everyone up, basically. But, yeah. Unfortunately, I feel bad for Stacy's voice actor, because she really doesn't have a whole lot of scenes in it, because she's like just kind of there to help Lexi and everything, but yeah, she's just not really there much. But yeah, Stacy's the uptight. It's basically the buddy cop thing, but less insane, I guess. Yeah, she's just there to help her, kinda. But Lexi kind of just does her own thing because Lexi's a psycho cunt. But, psycho coos, whatever. Yeah, just nuts. So, yeah, Stacy's gonna go in C tier. Sorry. You got a cool design. But, yeah, well, honestly, you have more porn than any of these characters, so I don't know. Sorry. I don't know how you made it in C tier when you have all this porn. It's like, you should be in S tier, Stacy. Come on. Sorry. All right, we're on to Hot Dog Man, and he's up on A tier because he also basically he showed up in the plush series and has a big role in that. Hot Dog Man in the plush series is basically kind of like a second type of mud baby. He is like a thing that cannot be killed. He can fake out a death because it's very apparent, because in the acid whatever this version of Zach and Gabe are, but like Zach shot him and he died, but he didn't die. He'll come back, even though I'll probably never continue that series. But yeah, I think he showed up first. I think he first made an appearance in the Mickey Mouse Joins a Cult episode, and I think he's actually older than that. I think he showed up in the Zach show first. So yeah, like, oh god, like, wow. Just wow. Like, yeah, he's an amazing creature. Like I said, he's like almost up there with like Evil Mud Baby, and that's saying stuff. Yeah, he stole the, I guess, treasure map or letter, I don't know, freaking Gabe had, but immediately got shot dead by, yeah, so, But Hot Dog Man, he's pretty interesting. We know so much about him because it's very apparent from what I just explained. We know so much about him because he was in the cult video. Uh, he vomits a lot. That's one thing. He vomits a lot because back then I just thought vomiting was really funny. It still is, but I just thought it was really funny, and he has a really funny face here. And yeah. Now we're on to Acid Gabe. That's their names are just Zach and Gabe, but that series is like different to like, this series because it was like had a completely different style. But we don't really know much about Acid Gabe or Zach, so I'm just gonna do them both because their first appearance was in it was like The Adventures Begins. Like, I don't know why I kept doing this whole like series where it's like, oh, The Adventure Begins, and then nothing becomes of it. I don't know why I did that so much. But basically the first episode is just edgy to be edgy because I was an awful person and I still am. Gabe is like something children of semen or whatever, something really just weird, text to speech, and that one kid that says "ooh" in the in the Columbine basement tape shows up. Yeah, they explode a car. Gabe says, "Get the sand out of your vagina," and Zach doesn't really do anything in any of these cartoons other than shoot Hot Dog Man. But yeah, then they kick down the door to the Columbine High School, and then Kermit shows up, and then they do a little dance, and then the next episode, and then it just ends with screaming, and then the next episode they're like going to a contest or something, and yeah, Hot Dog Man steals the map to that, and Zach shoots the Hot Dog Man dead, and then it ends with like frickin' are Zach and Gabe gonna finally stop being frickin' gay and actually go to where they're supposed to be going? What was up with that Hot Dog Man? Where was Hilly through all of this? And look at this cute mummified dog. And that was the end of that. And then I threw up in that video. And then I remember I posted a video of me throwing up, and that got taken down for sexual content. And I will never let that down. I will never get over that. I threw up and it got reported for sexual content. Amazing. Mental. All right, we're on to Larry the Dinosaur. Larry the Dinosaur is a pretty interesting fella. He's basically, and I'm just going to downright say it, even though Jeff Smith won't admit to it, he is the ancestor to Bone. Yes, you heard me right. He is the ancestor to the graphic novel Bone. Smiley Bone, Phony Bone. Yeah, Larry started it all. Basically, Larry is just a dinosaur. He's named after Larry Fine. Larry had a buddy named Shemp, but he never appeared. Well, he did appear, but Shemp died. He died. He was just dead. He was a corpse. But yeah, Larry the Dinosaur is just an accident-prone dinosaur that goes through time. He basically went through a time portal to avoid, like, because he was going to eat some dinosaur eggs but got caught, jumped through the time portal to escape, and basically had an acid trip and died, but then miraculously came back, and yeah, then like acted like nothing happened, and then all of a sudden the meteor came and the portal showed up, and then he jumped in it again, and then went through time again to our time and basically ate a magic vine sauce mushroom and wreaked havoc on the town and became a video game. And then Lexi, I forgot to mention this, Lexi freaking shoots him dead. And then I haven't made an animated thing for him since. I wanted to make, it was going to be a trilogy, but I just never had time. I didn't have time to do it. But yeah, Lexi shoots him dead, and that's how it ends. Yeah, a lot of my characters die horrifically. Some of them, not all, but a lot of my characters have just died horribly. Now we're on to Mr. Duck. Mr. Duck is A tier because he is a true hero. Mr. Duck saves the day. I need to talk about this. Okay, I made Mr. Duck Saves the Day. I made that trilogy back in 2017. And it had been up for years. It did YouTube did not do anything with that for years. And here's the thing. Those videos showed actual gore pictures. I don't know. I was 15. I was stupid. I wasn't thinking. It was 2017. I showed the actual dead bodies of Adolf Hitler. I don't think, well, no, Adolf Hitler got burned, so no, it wasn't the actual photo. But the actual dead photo of Osama bin Laden and the Columbine killers. But yeah, YouTube didn't do anything with those videos until recently, last year. But yeah, Mr. Duck is a hero to all of us. He goes back in time and kills all these terrible people. He killed the Columbine killers, he killed Hitler, and he killed Osama bin Laden. And he's just truly an American hero. And I love him. He's just that great. Now it's time for S tier. We're talking Evil Mud Baby. Oh my god. This character has gone through so much. Or I would say the people around him have gone through so much. But Evil Mud Baby, I cannot explain the greatness this character is. Evil Mud Baby started off as a weird fetus in space. Then an explosion happened and he shot into Earth. Then he had to fight a lot of the main Super Zack World characters. He had to fight Mario, Sonic, Poe, Blue Kid from Zerty, the Three Stooges, I think, and then Mickey Mouse just killed himself and Thomas ran away. But yeah, he killed them, and the reason he is in S tier is because he respects no one. No one is spared, at all. Except Willy. Because Willy is God. You would think I am, because I created everyone. No. I'm a peasant like everyone else. Willy's God. Willy truly is, great. He's the best. But, Evil Mud Baby, he's just so great. And, he's gone through a journey. He's kidnapped people. He killed Santa Claus. Caused 9/11 probably. Which Mr. Duck was just not good enough to stop. But, yeah. Evil Mud Baby. I made him up. Me and a few friends made him up in middle school. And, yeah, we wrote stories about Evil Mud Baby. And, eventually Mud Baby got banned from our school. And we were not allowed to talk about him. But that didn't stop me from making epic animations about him. Yeah. Yeah. God bless Evil Mud Baby. I love him. Now we're on to Hilly. Screw you. I hate you, Hilly. You're just terrible. He pisses and shits where he pleases. He's just a terrible, terrible dog. He's ungrateful. He does not love me. but loves everyone else to an extent. Hilly just sucks. Giant dog wiener, despite him being a dog, but yeah, he just sucks. He just sucks. Moving on. We're on to Butch. Butch, I would say he is a B tier because Butch has been around since the beginning, even before the beginning, actually, of the animated series. Because it's like, I created that character because I needed an antagonist. Because it's like, I actually created Antics before Butch. Because it's like, everyone has to have an evil clone of themselves. Like, come on. But like Butch, like, you need like a regular bully, you know? You just need a regular bully. So like Butch, I designed him before I learned how to animate. Butch has shown up a lot in the cartoons, so he actually has an animated presence. Yeah, he's just a bully. He's cool. He punched Billy. He is not afraid to like punch children. Like he is a Chad. He is not afraid to break some bones and break a child's femur and tibula and fibula. He is not afraid. So yeah. Tim. He is one of my favorites, but unfortunately he only appeared actually he only appeared like 3 times in the entirety of the Silly Willy cart. No, he appeared like 4 times, sorry. Because he appeared in that Christmas special. He cameoed in that the Double Trouble, and then he appeared in the wedding episode where Max and Sandy get married, and then he actually had but he really only had one real appearance that affected the plot, because it's like that's the one where Tim and Mark basically just say like, hey, we're moving in with Max because our mom kicked us out because we're losers. But yeah, unfortunately Tim just doesn't have a whole lot of character, but he does have character, but not in the cartoons, which is a shame, because it's like he's basically the follower. He's the youngest of the 3 brothers, Max, Mark, and Tim, because Tim's 19, Mark is 21, and Max is 20. He's the youngest, but not by much. But like, he's just a gullible idiot. He will listen to anything his brothers tells him. He's stupid. He'll get caught up in Mark's schemes and all that, and just like, yeah. But unfortunately, he's gonna be in C tier because he doesn't show up in the cartoons a lot. And same with Sandy. She only really appeared like a few times and didn't do much either. Honestly, it's D tier at this point. Not to disrespect her, but like, I really did not have a character for her at all. I just needed a female character, and I feel bad. One day I will like try and flesh out the female characters for the Silly Willy stuff, because it's like, I don't want to be called sexist because the female characters don't have characters other than I'm the girl. So, yeah, unfortunately, Sandy doesn't have much going on for her. Mark, same here. He is basically like Phony Bone and Joe Dalton combined, except there's 0 originality with Mark. He's basically Donald Duck. He's dressed like Donald Duck. He's a whiny little bitch, and yeah, he schemes and pisses off Max a lot. Yeah, also has not appeared a lot in any of the cartoons. He appeared like 3 times, and that was it. But he has a lot of character. He's pretty fleshed out, I would say, but he just hasn't had time to shine in the cartoons, unfortunately. Hopefully one day I will be able to show how much of a douchebag he is. All right, Billy. You, my golden boy. Like, literally, he is like, I'm like, he is older than any of my characters. I like created him back in like 2006 as like little comic strips called stick tunes. Like, technically, I could say that about any of the characters for stick tunes, but like, he's the one that lasted the longest. Cause like, like, get this. Billy was like one of the only names I knew how to spell other than my actual name. So I called him Billy. And yeah, I made him back in 2006. I made a bunch of comics. My dad worked for the newspaper for a short time. So my dad managed to get my Sticktoons, my dumb, terrible Sticktoons characters on newspaper for a little bit, which was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I don't have those comics anymore, those comic strips. But yeah, Billy, he's a little goofball. Unfortunately, he didn't really have that. The Silly Willy cartoon shorts really don't show personality wise, but it's like if you read the comics that I've posted on other sites and stuff, it's like you get the gist of what the characters are like and stuff. He's the all-American boy and just a little shit. Oh my god, he's a jerk. He's the jerk. He's not like Mark, but he's an 11-year-old, so obviously he's gonna be like freaking annoying. But yeah, little rascal you, Max. Yeah, you're gonna be on B tier because you don't have a whole lot going for you either, other than like the Walter brothers. That's their Max Walter, Tim Walter, Mark Walter. They're all Jewish. That's like the main trait. That's the noticeable trait whenever Hanukkah comes, because I celebrate Hanukkah, so it's like whenever I do stuff, whenever Hanukkah comes, I make sure to do a drawing of them in their little yarmulkes and spinning the dreidel and all that, and eating pastries and kosher and all that. But yeah, Max, he's the cautious of the main three of Willy, Billy, and Max. He's basically the straight man, doesn't do a whole lot, not as memorable, but for some reason, like whenever I get fan art, it's usually of either Max or Billy. That's usually how it goes. Yeah. But I don't know why people cling to him that much. It would make more sense because Billy is like really the second mascot of Silly Willy cartoon shorts. You know, it's really just Billy and Willy. That's right. So yeah, but Max just doesn't have a whole lot going on. Like in the cartoons and in comics, he's just not that interesting. But he's a good guy. He's a lot more like he has a lot more going on than these guys, these losers. But yeah. The main man himself, Willy, he's basically God. So technically he should like, be here, but yeah. But Willy, the man himself, he is the second oldest character I own. And I made him like back in like 2007. He did not look like this. Most of these characters did not look like the way they did, but like, oh my god. Willy has gone through probably the most design changes. Like, it's insane. Like, he's gone through so much. He used to be white. When I first created him, he was a white guy, and then he pulled a Michael Jackson, but wasn't a child molester, though. And, yeah. But, like, Willy, he is just the lovable goofball. His voice is based on Larry Fine mixed with Goofy. His design is Goofy at basically. He's just been through. He's a deserter. He got drafted in the war and left because he's just that cool. Because screw this country. Am I right, fellas? Yeah. Yeah, Willy's just I don't know what else to really say without going on a tangent, because I don't want to go on a tangent. This video's already long enough. But, yeah. Gotta love him. Gotta love Willy. My star child. Lasorg. I really like Lasorg. He doesn't have a whole lot of character, but design-wise, he's pretty cool. He's based on Yakety Yak from Tennessee Tuxedo, kind of. He's technically kind of like my second mascot, because it's like I use him a lot for art, like my profile pictures and whatnot. But yeah, like, yeah, I don't know what to really say. Like, he's a part of the roly-poly gang, just like Blitz is. But he's the more iconic one. He's the one I draw the most. But, yeah, it's just, other than design-wise, doesn't really have a whole lot going for him. But, wow. I'm pretty sure it's been an hour now, but yeah, this was my tier list of all of these characters. There's a lot more OCs, but these were basically the main ones that I draw the most. So, yeah. I hope I did a good job with this tier list. I hope one day I can like do a tier list with other friends to get like a good gist of this and all. But yeah. I hope you enjoyed this, and hope my audio didn't sound like crap. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'm sorry I do not post that much on here. Sorry, bye.